previous editions, we've been talking about the act, how we must do the security jobs in Nigeria. These days, we look at, in our previous editions, we looked at criminal investigation and forensic investigation. And because we are failing, I must repeat, we are failing in terms of solving these criminal activities, and as such, we are giving rooms, I must tell you, to these criminal activities in our society. Recently, something happened close to us, I must tell you, the activities of these kidnappers. But this ward was able to escape and got home very early in the morning, confused, disillusioned, and not, having the best part of that little lad is something that threatens us. And like the Yorubas, we say, it's better for a child to be dead, and saying that they cannot see the child, and that family will be worrisome. More than 2,000 children and young people have been kidnapped in Nigeria this year, and according to the United Nations, the most recent incident are predominantly in the north, where a lot of schools have been destroyed. And in one of those issues, one of the children said that those people who kidnapped them were Boko Haram set. And when we talk about Boko Haram in the north, we're talking about those who are against Western education. Also, we will also look at in our own part of the country, kidnapping has recently been a historic issue in the Federal Republic of Nigeria and other parts of the world, and good governments are doing as much as they can to ensure that kidnappers are captured and punished. That's a good statement. But how many of them have been kidnapped, have been captured and prosecuted? And the worst thing is talking about people kidnapping people, using them for ritual murders. These are issues that when we look at this country, we ask ourselves, where are we going? But let's quickly get these little tips about kidnapping packaged by BBC.
Conducted in the region, and it's affecting everyone, from the youngest to the oldest pupils, rich and poor.
Save this country from the hands of these evil people.
She said, Mommy, they came to our school yesterday night and kidnapped us. She now said, Mommy, come and see, they are just beating us.
So why are criminal gangs kidnapping school children? To find out, I've traveled across northern and central Nigeria, speaking to those affected.
This banditry is not some mere criminality, and the only way to deal with it is to launch a full-scale war against the bandits.
Do you ever feel like you're being watched? You are. The browser you're using is allowing your behavior to be exploited and monitored. Some websites allow over 100 trackers to latch on and follow your every move. You don't even know who these trackers are or where these details of your life are going, but I'm not letting that happen to me.
Under the cover of darkness, criminal gangs are disturbing the peace. Armed men are targeting boarding schools, stealing children away as they sleep.
Since the kidnapping of the Chibok girls in 2014, the mass abduction of school children has become an increasingly common phenomenon here in Nigeria. And every time it follows a similar chilling pattern. Armed gunmen storm dormitories in the middle of the night, often arriving by foot or by motorbike, and take dozens of students with them into nearby forests. "39 students and staff were seized from a forestry school in the northern state of Kaduna in early March. A video of the hostages was sent to the parents on social media. Victory Sani and her sister Rejoice were among those abducted. Since that day, their parents have been trying to secure their release.
Victory is my first daughter. She's a girl that loves schooling. She's a brilliant student. Rejoice is the junior to Victory. She's someone that loves hairdressing. She plait, she braids. Two of them are too addicted to themselves that they always find it difficult to leave each other.
Those children, they have never left me even 1 week before. We are together since they were born. And this situation kept them not in the school, in the bush, with one cloth on their body or no cloth on their body. So I'm worried. Their condition is critical.
Mr. Sani, since the incident, have you been contacted by the bandits?
The first contact we had was from the bandits, demanding for 500 million naira from the state government. And when we got a video of our children being flogged in the bush that was sent to the social media by the bandits, we decided to go and protest.
After 10 days with no news of the 39 pupils seized at the forestry school, Friday, Sani and other parents took to the streets to protest.
Yes, that was the story of parents whose children were kidnapped. I don't know what is happening, and with all this kidnapping going on recently, some military, police, and other security agencies were slaughtered by these bandits. And till today, just some few weeks ago, it was lip service that they've destroyed the insurgents. You need to give a dog a name to crucify it or to hang it. But these so-called bandits, kidnappers, no name for them, and as such, they are invisible. Who is afraid of kidnapping? Who is afraid of kidnappers? The number, let's talk about kidnapping. We've been talking about the stories of criminal investigation and also forensic investigation, because these two things, if we embrace forensic investigation, for every criminal act committed, there is always a clue. But when you follow the criminal investigation pattern, you only round up the whole country and just sieve them, and it's just a matter of waste of time. Kidnapping is increasing, and the attack is on the children and also vulnerable women. Men, yes, at times. I remember those days when we were still working. Soca, where a lot of people were kept there in the name of saying they were mad people. I tell you, for you to be into the act of kidnapping, we should understand that a lot of stories are behind it. In some countries, they have a way of treating those kidnappers. A study finding through descriptive and historic method shows that abject poverty, corruption and fraud, political influence, joblessness, terrorism, lack of capital punishment by the government, the changing value system, and quick money syndrome are the major causes of kidnapping in Nigeria. We should also note that when people refuse to punish those kidnappers or refuse to do the right things, people will continue. In a place like Israel, where somebody caught, he loses his father's home, loses everything in that community, kidnapping and other things have simmered down. But in our country, we continue to have young people, even entering into public transport these days. You have to pray before leaving home that may God let you come back home. What is the government doing? What is the society doing? Because I know kidnapping initially where insurgency wants to start. They use it to raise money to buy arms and ammunition. They use kidnapping or robbery to raise funds. But these people are not a masquerade or are not spirit. They are in our midst. They did everything to cover up soccer in those days. At least I was one of the first journalists in that forest that day. The subsequent things that happened was a cover-up. When we continue to cover up criminal activities, you remember in one of our studies says that abject poverty, corruption and fraud, political influence, joblessness, terrorism, lack of capital punishment by the government, the changing value system, and quick money syndromes are all major causes of kidnapping in Nigeria. We still have a kidnapping department in our security agencies. What have they done? Every day, 1 or 2 people are missing in our society. And why? Do we still have government? Do we still have a country called Nigeria? Or is it a road to nowhere in the affairs of checkmating kidnapping? I challenge any security agent or agency right now listening to give us a clue to what they are doing to checkmate and make people's lives safer. The BRT box man, a lot of things happened. And they are even telling you that it didn't happen. What happened? There is always a clue to any criminal activity. Kidnapping. May our children, wives, or loved ones never be kidnapped. I open the line so that we share 1 or 2 things. We have people who survived it. People were kidnapped, but they got out of the problem. This is a station that means business. We need to tackle things. When things are happening like this, and people are not taking into cognizance the evil in our society, I must tell you, we might one day wake up to find nobody in the house. Imagine, God forbid, a child leaves home, and when you expect that child to be at home, you can't find the person. The trauma, the state of mind. What happens? 090-2280-9257. You can also contribute to this discussion. Kidnapping in Nigeria is something too rampant and too scary. 091-6104-7698. We're talking about kidnapping. A child left home, and before you know it, he didn't come back. But it took a lot of, in Nigeria we pray a lot, but this child fortunately came back home, weak and tired. How many of such children are lucky this time around? Not many of them are lucky. These days, when you travel at night or you leave your place of work to go home, even that vehicle you want to enter, you look at it and you're scared. Are these kidnappers? These are not people that come from heaven or from Mars, but they are people in our midst. How do we tackle this problem? There's also a saying or a view that 10 solutions that we want to look into are employment, no cheating, Because insecurity in Nigeria has a solution. We can look at 10 possible solutions to insecurity, especially kidnapping. When people kidnap, they are caught, or where they do human sacrifice, butcher people like it happened in Abeokuta. The citizens, because they know that nothing may come out of that situation, they did their own jungle justice. We can also look at the police or the security agencies. Are they well equipped? How many forensic laboratories do we have? Lagos State has? Or do they have in Oyo State? Do these security agencies have it? The government, are they really ready? Some governors, some people were killed. They said because because it was their time to die. That kind of words. The good, the bad, and ugly situation of security in Nigeria. The station is Impact Business Radio 92.5 FM, where we mean business. 090 22 80 9257. We're talking about kidnapping in Nigeria. It's getting rampant. Some people say today the inflationary level in our country is so bad. Diesel goes for as much as 700 plus. Petrol, kerosene, and people must live. Ritual murder is everywhere. Security agencies are now calling hotels to look at people who come there, because these days they have a lot of people killed, kidnapped and killed in hotels under the disguise of maybe having party. We have young people these days, they rent a chalet, they start making noise, doing parties, and what do? Tears, sorrows, blood. A lot of things are happening in our society. Have we done something wrong? That a child will not leave home. We leave home and we're scared. Will he come back or will he not come back? Do we still have government? Do we still have security agencies? Intelligence agencies, where are they? And we keep sitting down. And when they do it, they collect a VAT tax and all these things. But are the people safe? You can also call us on 091-6104-7698. We're talking security, kidnapping. Individuals are being kidnapped daily. And whether we like it or not, we all go out in public transport. Who knows who will come back or who will not come back? A lot of things are happening. Let us look at it. They've accused some people, this small vehicle, that they use it in kidnapping people. But in one of my experience as a journalist was the soccer issue. Soccer issue was something that shook the city, the den of wickedness in those days. Did anything good come out of it? Nothing. Those journalists who tried to cover later were macheted, wounded. But the lucky ones who started it, they were dead threats, because remember, political influence also are part of those things that we need to understand, that are causes of kidnapping. I'm able to say that at that time, they asked my late mother-in-law, tell your son-in-law, if your daughter doesn't want to be a widow, let him remove his hand from that soccer issue. Talking about myself. Face-to-face confrontation. That is why I said political influence and lack of capital punishment by the government is one of those things causing it. I make bold to challenge anybody. We saw, but what did they say? It was sausage. What we saw face to face, but we are not allowed to record it that day. Kidnapping will never make people to come to this country to invest. Things are going bad. Children leaving home. You don't know if the child is coming back. It calls for great attention. And when you look at these people, we've had issues where we see mad people on the roadside, pretending as if they are mad. During that period, they were beautifully, cleverly, kidnapping the children. I remember that story, that scene at Soka. Young children's shoes, bags, passports, and a lot of things. But today is history, covered, buried, and maybe forgotten. But the after effect today, we are having more kidnapping, no solution. Every day people are missing. From Lagos, from Ibadan to Lagos, they divert into the bush. Nobody's tracing anything. But I tell you today, if you're listening to us, we mean business. And for you to be alive, you too must be able to do one or two things. And the security agencies will challenge you today. Let us change the style of investigation. The criminal investigation style is old and outdated. The forensic investigation is what every department of the security agencies should key into. It's more scientific, it gives clue, and it acts faster. Imagine that girl that was butchered in Lagos by the BRT. The hands of those who did it will be on the skin of that lady. No how, some droplets will come out of those people. These are clues when it comes to forensic investigation. You don't need to make noise. All you need to do is just take pictures, you understand me, when it comes to forensic pictures, and then the fingerprints and other droplets will easily give out the culprits or the kidnappers. Be careful. We love you, and we pray that our children will go out and come in safely. Our wives, our husbands will go, they will travel, and they will come in safely. I'm Lawrence Olisa, and I've been talking about security matters, picking on kidnapping. And those who are on the road right now, be careful, go to the parks and enter into vehicles that are going to your destination, and also be mindful of the arrangement of those in the vehicle. It happened sometime, finally. Somebody entered into a vehicle. There were 3 men and 1 woman. The other woman I lighted somewhere at Oremiji. While they were going, the driver put up a nose mask. The 2 others passengers put up nose mask. And then the one in the front brought an handkerchief, fling it like this. And that was it. That person passed out. But luckily, the person is alive. It's a real story. Thank you for listening to us. Security Matters on Impact Business Radio is for you. Tips that will make you be alive. Let the government and those that need to know be alert that the country is not having it well. Bye for now, and more programs at 12 we'll be having news. So stay tuned. It's the station that believes